Well, these fabulous bags that you can see right in front of you now, they are different to anything else. What is so good about these bags? What makes them different?
Well, they're brought to us from California Innovations and they are insulated. So you can see just how much food I can fit into one bag.
And that's frozen
And this is frozen.
food.
So we can keep this cold for up to 15 hours. If you're buying food, you're safe in the knowledge that when you get it home, it's safe to eat. It's not going to spoil if you've left it in your car. And the capacity is just huge. You can carry over 3.5 stone per bag.
That is mighty, isn't it? We've also got a fantastic antibacterial lining. We'll talk more about that. But it's 819922. That is the item number. And you're getting a choice of 3 different colourways. And in each of these colourways, you're getting 4 bags. So £24.98, that is our price. Price after today, of course, rising. £12.49 per easy payment. And as you see there, well, let's start on the top, shall we, with the solid colours.
Yes, so the solid colours are a really lovely option. If you don't want to go for a pattern, you've got your lovely burgundy, you've got your green there, you've got a beautiful navy blue, and you've also got a black. So perhaps it's that different members of the family might each have a different colour because they're really easy to tell in that collection. Then we move on to the animals. So here
you're really subtle, aren't they, though? Yeah.
I love these. So you've got beautiful turquoises and blues. You've got safari-inspired prints, tiger prints, leopard prints, and all with those long reinforced handles as well.
Floral.
Yes.
Pretty, aren't they?
Very, very pretty. So this option offers you some beautiful corals. Again, you've got lovely different flowers and florals woven into those, but also some blues and a black option, a black and white option there as well.
I mean, this is incredible. 4 bags for £24.98, 2 easy payments. We're saving you over £10 if you wish to buy them right now, and £12.49 will be the first of those easy payments. And the great thing is that actually when you fold them down, that is the size of them. And remember, you are getting 4, whichever one of these colour options you decide to go for. So 819922, it even has a tag on there as well. There you are. If you want to gift it to somebody too. Who would believe that you paid, you know, it's just over £6
Amazing.
for one of these bags. But we've shown obviously frozen food inside it. How is it able to keep things cold and that solidly cold for that long?
Well, California Innovations, they only do soft-sided and insulated bags. So they're the absolute experts. They've been doing it for over 30 years. And the lining and the insulation that's built into this is incredibly clever. So on the inside, you've got this thermoflex. So what that does, the silver lining reflects back the cold or the hot, whatever you've decided to pop inside, and it ultimately repels UV, so it can keep cold drinks cold for up to 15 hours. You've got the high density foam there as well, which also maintains the temperature, and then the outside is all of this waterproof lining, so you can just wipe that clean. Lovely slip pocket on the front. There is so much tech woven into these, and they are just truly built for performance.
And they're sturdy as well. Even when you have cold things in there, you won't find that there's any kind of condensation on the outside of the bag. You've got no idea what might be inside, warm or cold. You put a zip across the top there, and you've got a pocket in the front there. Now, this company have been doing this since like the mid-80s, so they're way ahead of their time, really.
Absolutely, since 1986. So when we come to looking at things like keeping drinks cold, maybe as you're going to the festive season, you're transporting bottles and cans and things. These have been in here now for over 12 hours, so coming up to 12 and a half
What have you got
hours.
in there again?
I've got some tapped cocktails in here and some
Oh.
ice as well. So you can see we're coming close to that 15 hours now. Some of that ice has started to melt, but you can still see we've got some ice cubes in there. And if I reach for a can, so we'll take one of these and I'll just pop it in front there. And again, it's all leak proof, so it's not wet on the outside.
Yeah.
If I crack open this can, so a UK fridge tends to be between 0 and 6 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
So we'll take the temperature probe. Like that, pop it in the drink.
Oh, so this is a drink that's been in the bag for about 12 hours now with the ice.
12 and a half hours in the bag with the ice. Can you see that there ticking down? So we are coming down to minus. We're coming down to minus 0.3 degrees.
So that is colder than your average fridge,
colder
then,
than the
isn't it?
fridge, which is amazing.
So if you are going to be visiting folk over Christmas time, maybe leading up to party time, you take drinks with you. I always feel if you take something with you, you ought to offer to drink it and not just say, here you are, have that, and then you go and drink their stuff. So I think if you take it, it's at the right temperature. That's always useful as well. So if it's going to be cool drinks you're taking with you, or maybe warm puddings or mince pies, or you're part of the Christmas lunch, you've actually created that, you've got to get it to someone's house, you can take it and remain warm as well. I know that certainly this has been such a popular choice. Thousands of you have already bought this since 9 o'clock yesterday night. In fact, over 4,000 of you since then. each of you, I'm certain, looking at this as being individual gifts. Lots of you are buying more than one set. Remember, if you are buying more than one set of the same colour, you get reduced postage and packing. But it's not only the ability to keep things cold and warm, it's the amount you can get in these bags that never ceases to amaze me.
Huge capacity. I mean, it's such a practical present if you are gifting. Look how many of these bottles I can fit inside. So we have got 6 bottles of Prosecco as we're heading into the fizz season now. We're into December. But not only is it the space, it's also the weight capacity. So this bag can carry up to 3.5 stone, over 20 kilograms of weight.
3.5 stone?
Which, I mean, you would never do that in a plastic bag.
I weighed that when I was 7. That's a lot, isn't it?
I mean, the thought of even carrying 1 or 2 of those in a plastic bag, you wouldn't even risk it because there's a chance that it could split.
Absolutely, and think of the money you're spending. But also I'm thinking if you're taking these around, lots of people when you go to parties, their fridges are full. So you've got something in a bag that will remain cold. You just keep the bottles in there and take them out as and when you need them. So it's like your own mobile fridge.
Your own little mini fridge. You can even give the bag as a gift if you wanted to after. You can keep the bag.
What are you doing now?
So it's also leak-proof. I'm going to pour some water into the bag just to show you. And there is no water there on the outside. So what they actually do is they heat seal the lining. So there's no stitching.
Okay.
And it means that the water can't come through. It can't leak. So if you ever bought a rotisserie chicken and you've ended up with chicken in the back of the car or whatever it might be, you know, you might have a carton of milk that could even split. There's no risk with that because once you've done that zip up, as long as it stays upright, you're not going to have any leakage.
OK, so maybe no leakage, but if you have got something that does split open, let's say, like, for example, milk, or it could be yoghurt or something really whiffy if you leave it in there, how easy is it to clean?
Really easy. So it's all wipe clean. It's also got a microband lining, which I'll show you in just a moment, but it's infused with really clever technology. And I think what's brilliant about these is everybody has to shop, everybody has to eat.
We do.
We live in a bring your own bag society now. You're expected to just bring your own bags.
And some of those bring your own bags can be jolly expensive. By the way, talking about expensive, it's very busy, by the way, as well. So remember, scan that QR code, bottom right of the screen, that scan, tap, shop, tap the app, order online, get through while we still do have the stock. And if you want to phone, then please use Q-Cut, 0800 52 42 32. Busy lines in Liverpool at the moment, so if you can, and if you have got the app, if you've got access to the website, that's a really easy way to actually order. And Q-Cut, as we mentioned there, a very quick way, because as soon as you've mentioned 819-922, rather, the item number, then just press 1. And then your order is secure. Everything else just goes through the system. But it's
person. I go straight to the app.
I'm an app. I've been scanning the QR codes. It's so quick as well. It's really, really good. It's very instant. Now then, what have we got in here?
So we've done cold food, but we're obviously in the season at the moment where it is lovely to have something warm.
I can see that's warm because the lid's sunk.
I mean, look, you can see that you've got the condensation on the top there. So it might be that you're picking the children up from school and you want to take them something warm or for after sports or something. It might be that you do cold water swimming, you mentioned earlier.
Oh, we mentioned, and swimming lessons are always horrible because your hair always used to stay wet and it used to leak down the back of your blouse, so it was always cold.
But you can see it's managed to keep this hot.
So I see the steam.
It might be that, again, you've bought hot food from the shops. It could be that you're picking up your takeaway, your fish and chips or your Chinese. But whether you're picking up that or you're picking up something cold, sushi, that you want to keep cold,
absolutely.
By the time you get it home, it's still good to eat.
And the smell of it too, because I mean, curry is wonderful. Anything like that with lovely, strong fragrance, beautiful, but not necessarily in your car when you get it the next morning to head off to work. So
especially
this way,
fish and chips.
Oh, the worst. Sit there, seal it up with the zip across the front there. Then you can take it out when you get indoors, and the microband lining as well, which we're going to talk about. That also helps with anything to do with the actual smell of it too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And you can see that it's flat based, so it stands up, perfect in the trolley, perfect in the boot of the car. Because if you've had that experience where a bag's split or it's toppled over, it's all spilled everywhere, you've got that lovely slip pocket at the front as well, so you can use that for your hand sanitizer, your purse, your keys, your phone, and then it all folds down flat within that, so you can see the little small one there.
Exactly. Now, we're talking about the winter because that's where we are now. It's cold outside and we're trying to keep things cold. It will be obviously party season, or it could be for your shopping or whatever. But when the weather does get warm, and if maybe you are going to the beach for the day and you've got soggy wet togs, you know, to put into a bag, and then you find yourself a bag, they always fall out the bottom, or, you know, you put them in the back of the car, or just sling them in the back. And then if you have got a lovely car with leather upholstery or with, you know, fabric upholstery, that gets damp, that smells awful.
Even the things for the dogs, it could be anything like that, you know, maybe you're travelling, all of that, anything that could be damp or wet, because you've got that, that leak-proof lining, and it all wipes out. And you'll see the microband lining. If I just show you here, Ali. So it's infused with microband. Now, California Innovations are the only people who have this in bags. You will never get this kind of technology.
This is their patented technology.
It is from a bag you grab at the supermarket, and this lasts for the lifetime of the product. So that silver lining that you're seeing on the inside, the thermoflect, is reflecting back the heat or the cold. Remember, keeping things cold for up to 15 hours, and that water repellent exterior as well, which is all wiped clean. But what this does is it prohibits the growth growth of bacteria. So from a hygiene point of view, if you're buying things like fish, if you're buying your Christmas meat, I mean, we've got a huge piece of meat in here, you can just see. If that were to leak, you'd be quite concerned about using that bag again. But here, wipe it out and you're good to go.
And you may not even know that it's leaked until you go to reach for that bag again, then it's obviously got mould in the bottom. It smells quite dreadful as well. Now, obviously, it's very cold outside at the moment, so if we're putting something cold in a bag, one would almost expect it to stay cold. But it got really hot, you know, this year, didn't it? 30-odd degrees. Will it still last 15 hours with the cold on the inside of that time?
They test so vigorously, so it's we couldn't say it was up to 15 hours if it wasn't up to 15 hours. They even test overnight. They imitate temperature fluctuations, as you would expect throughout the day. So it's incredibly intelligent technology that's woven into this. And for me, it's that you've got a product that you know is truly fit for purpose.
It is. And remember, it's not just 1, 2, 3. It's 4 bags for $24.98. Well, basically $12.49. That's the first of the easy payments. So whichever colour you're choosing, and we have got the set of solid colours we're showing you right now, you're getting the 4 bags. All of them exactly the same with the lining, and the weight up to 20 kilograms. That's over 3 stone.
Over 3.5 stone,
that's
actually.
A mighty weight,
if you're picking up anything heavy, you know, whether it's your dog food, your cleaning products, your washing tablets, don't just think about frozen goods. It's also perfect for your groceries and general shopping as well.
Exactly that. Now, we've also got the animal prints too. That's great. I'm also thinking, you know, when you've got small children, you have to carry food and milk and all sorts of other liquid things with them. They always want to drink. Then something like that, you don't want to have it in a bag that if it spills, it's going to ruin the lining.
No, or for packed lunches.
Leak out.
Totally, because you can just wipe it out if you need to. Then you've got the floral option as well, which is really pretty.
Look at the hibiscus on that. I mean, that's a really beautiful bag, actually. So again, it's going to be multi-purpose. Also, if you are going somewhere and you have got small children, you need to heat the bottles with their milk in. You've got this really convoluted thing. You have to plug things in the old days. I mean, it was the olden days. My kids are in their 30s now. But basically, you could keep something like that really, really warm, couldn't you?
I mean, or the opposite end of the spectrum, it could be that you've got medication that you need to keep cold.
That's a good point.
Or you're taking your own food through the airport or something if you're someone that has allergies.
Or you're going through hot flushes and you want to make sure you've got cool towels
Take an ice pack with you or something like that. Nothing to stop you as well placing an ice pack in here. My tip's actually to put it on the top because heat tends to, the temperature kind of rises, so it helps to keep it cool. But just to show you how much you can fit in one bag. This is the floral option, So if you were doing, you know, your breakfast shopping, you popped out, you've got your sausages, your bacon.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Sorry about that.
You've got your potatoes and your hash browns. You've got sausages there. You've got your tea.
Come over to me for Christmas. That looks great.
But also for your dried goods, it doesn't just have to be for things that are cold. I mean, look how huge. We've got a massive.
I find that difficult actually, even to pick up and carry generally.
And actually, if you bulk buy, some of those boxes are quite awkward to carry. You've got lovely long handles. Even in winter, these will fit over your winter coats and things.
And look at the way they've been stitched too, because there's extra security with that. Sometimes you find that it's only one layer of that webbing, and then it goes in. You've got the double layer there, and you've also had it stitched straight in place too. Yeah, you mentioned their boxes. Sometimes to save not just on money and also the planet by not buying additional plastic bags, you might be able to pick up an empty box where they've had something delivered. But obviously, weight is something like that. That's the thing when you take it to the car and the bottom falls out. How do I know it's happened to me? And it's an absolute pain. Because not only you've got to go back in and buy again what you've just wasted, you can't really leave a mess like that in the car park. So.
And that's the thing. And also, it's if it does happen in your car or it happens on your carpet and it's dairy products, it can start to smell and to stagnate. There are so many practical elements to this. If you're gifting as well, I mean, what can you give someone for around £6.50?
Not a jar of jam.
No, not a jar of jam. But just to show you how you can wipe this clean, maybe a posh jar of jam.
A conserve, I think we call it, don't we? Conserve.
But look, so I've just smeared that on there. Obviously, it's sticky. But the joy with these is you don't need anything kind of special to wash it. I've literally got washing up liquid and some warm water in there on a cloth, and it all wipes clean. If this was something like an egg that's broken in the bottom of the bag, where you'd normally
find it as well to clean it out, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, and if you'd normally be worried from a hygiene point of view, I mean, that's come straight off. And I'd have no fear now about putting even a loaf of bread that's not wrapped straight into that bag, because the microbiome lining, remember, is prohibiting that growth of any bacteria or mould or mildew.
I mean, I think with something like this, it is so incredibly busy for these, obviously realising this is really one heck of a price we've got this for. A great saving, over £10, £12.49 the first of those easy payments with your postage and packing, a 60-day money-back guarantee. If you're somebody who takes your lunch to work with you, and maybe if you're working really long days, it's not just your lunch, it's going to be your breakfast, and it's going to be, you know, more besides. This will keep it at the temperature you want it, and it'll also keep keep things fresh as well. And if it's going to be packed lunches for the children too, it's something as well. But I liked what you said there earlier. You know, if you are and you have got children who are into sport, it might well be getting a lot darker, but they're still out there hacking up and down a football field. It's freezing cold. There's nothing nice than giving them something warm. And children, especially the young ones, they get to a point, if you haven't fed them past a certain time, you're in trouble. So you need to make sure. Take it with you, it'll stay warm.
But also, if maybe you're the mum that's responsible, you have 1 week in the summer where you have to provide the cold drinks or the fruit for the half time, you know that again that they're going to be cold, so they'll see you through all of those seasons. Yeah. But the capacity, remember we spoke about the weight, you can fit. I mean, I feel like Mary Poppins at this moment. So many tins in here. 24 tins. 24? All of these cans.
Is a crazy number.
In just one. And remember those handles?
You would never get that in a plastic carrier bag, would you?
Even 4 or 5, you'd start to worry that it might split. But it can hold over 20 kilograms of weight. So if you are buying any of those heavier items, this just keeps going and going and going and going. But it's amazing how much you can fit inside, how roomy they are. But again, it's the weight capacity and the fact that you know you can trust the handles. You know that the base will stand up. So if you've got them in the back of the car, your things aren't all rolling around, and when you open the boot, everything's kind of spewed everywhere. Yeah. You've got all of the joy of a bag that truly performs as built for performance.
Exactly. We talk about picnics and wanting cold things in the summer. There are nice winter picnics you can have too, and you can take your warm food with you. It works for you every way around, whichever way you're going to be going for. Choose between the solid colours at the top. You've got your animal prints on the left. You've got your floral option on the right. And there are 4 bags in each of those options. You're saving over £10 if you buy between now and midnight. £12.49 is going to be the first of the easy payments for your postage and packing, and they are from California Innovations, the foldable insulated market totes. 819922. So that is today's special value. But on Sunday, so launching on Saturday night, we have got from one of your favourite brands of home fragrance, the Neon 4-piece Home and Skin Indulgence Collection. So you can choose between either real luxury or a perfect night, and it's $58.98. You've also got 3 easy payments as well. Those fragrances are so true to the name and the natural ingredients, and they really last. So you can order that